sectional game. I believe it was this year, and you can tell just by what he warms up. He is a leader, a vocal leader on that team. Very, very, very he seemed to be the X factor on this team, right, Wyatt?
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of really great players that Silver Creek team. Excuse me. D1 talent all over the place. But Kooper is an incredible leader and an incredible player. I'm really excited to get him on here. I'm excited to ask him about this 18-18 that he had in this state title game, which is got to be the greatest state title performance I think that I have ever seen in my life. Yeah, it's up there. I think all time for state final performances. It is way up there.
Well, Wyatt, we do have him smiling ear to ear backstage, Mr. Double Double himself. Let's go ahead and welcome Kooper to the show here. Kooper, what's going on, man?
Hey guys, nothing much. How are you?
We are great.
Pretty good, man.
You're great.
Awesome. So I won't waste any time. I mean, I'm just gonna hit it right out of the gate. Okay, Mr. 18. That's all I need to say.
Mr. 18.
Wow. That is all I'm gonna say. What was that like? I mean, I asked, we had Trey on at the beginning of the show, and I asked him, I was like, did he eat anything different that morning? Was there, he said you ate a ham and cheese sandwich. Is that what you ate?
Yeah, I had a Subway sandwich before the game.
And that's exactly what he said. $5 foot long.
Yeah. Did you put anything different in the ham and cheese sandwich, or is it just?
Nope, basic sandwich.
Buck asked earlier, you get mayo? Do you get mayo on your sandwich?
We didn't. They were provided, so we had no mayo, no sauce.
No sauce. Cool. All right.
A dry ham sandwich.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh
wow.
Gosh.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess
you are a different breed, though. Right there off the right off there off the bat.
Yeah, I guess.
Kooper's built different, but anyways, so 18 rebounds. Did they tell you, was that a record in the state finals game? Was that at least top 5? I mean, it was impressive.
Yeah, I thought it was cool after, but then I looked, and I think I could be wrong. I think someone had 19 the game before.
19?
I think Kurt Hoff or Caleb, not Caleb, but I could have saw it wrong. But I could be wrong, but I feel like I saw it and I was kind of excited, and then I saw the next day someone had better, but I could be wrong. But
somebody at 19, still nonetheless, okay. Yeah. If it was Kurt or if it was Caleb first, they are 5s, okay. You play the 3 and the 2 primarily. So for a 3, that 18 rebounds though, that was incredible.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, it was cool. I didn't know much about the stats till after, but story our coach said one thing the other team was focusing on the whole week, and said the X factor was the rebounding. He had heard one of the coach's interviews or something, and he said that I think they'd averaged like 34, and we averaged 35. So he said that was the biggest thing. So I knew going into the game that that was going to be the difference. So I didn't really change my mentality from different games, but in the back of my mind, I knew that rebounding was a big deal.
Absolutely. So, you close it off and you get one of the highest honors in the state, in my opinion, which is overlooked often, but you get the Mental Attitude Award, and, 100% well-deserved. I got to say, not to toot my own horn or anything, I actually predicted it before. I said before the game, I said, I bet you Coop gets the Mental Attitude Award. So what was that like? Your mom and your dad got to come out to center floor at Banker's Life. You got a nice plaque. What was that like?
It was pretty cool experience, and awesome to, I was too excited that we had won. It didn't really come to mind until they said my name, because I think it was they voted on it between the two teams. So I didn't know if I won it or not, but I knew that we had to early in the week we had to fill something out for it. But I think it was awesome to hear my name called. But as I was celebrating as a team and just talking to all the guys, and then when I saw my parents from a distance, I was like, oh, okay, I guess I won it. But honestly, just really grateful and blessed. God gave us this opportunity and allowed me to win that award. Was a cool thing, cool honor.
Absolutely. So, you know, heading into the game, you guys had already won a state title in 2019. This was the second one.
Hmm.
You know, and I asked Trey this question, and
Hmm.
this was before the state title game. I asked him which one was sweeter, which one did he enjoy more, and now I'll propose the same question to you. You know, it's cool you win one. The first one they always say is the best, but also closing off your high school career, closing off the senior year with that state title is huge as well. So after being in both moments, which one was sweeter?
Yeah, I would say the first one. The first one, I think, after the game, just the surprise of winning after the first game, I think it felt a lot. They were both great, and I'm so thankful, like I've said already, that God allowed us to win both. But I'd say the first one was better, just because I think the first one was we were coming into that game, and I'm pretty sure one of the coaches said earlier this season, I had no idea, but that we were. He could have been wrong because it sounded a little far fetched, but he said we were favored to lose, the other team was favored by 26. Our
In that first state title game?
in the first state title game. That's what he
Wow, I
said.
didn't even know that.
I didn't either. So us winning, I guess, was complete underdog. But that was honestly when I was going in, I was just glad to be there. I didn't know if we were, gonna win or not. But so I think that's what made it so much sweeter when we won, is that we were kind of underdogs. In this game, it was kind of, or the game happened last week was kind of, it was my senior year, and I knew it was, the last game, but still, it was, we were kind of expected to win, and we were you know, the better team. So we were, they were probably, I'd say, the underdog. So it still felt awesome, and we had to play really hard. It wasn't going to be easy, only one by one anyway. But overall, I'd say that the first one felt better. But
Yeah, so you know, after that, a lot of people have made huge arguments for you, and I agree 100% that you signed your ticket to the Indiana All-Star game, or whatever it is for high school players. Do you think that that game was what signed the ticket, or do you think that, you know, what game do you think would have signed you that before, or do you think it was a joint thing? Because, you know, at this point, if you don't make the Indiana All Star team, I'm going to be very upset, Cooper, and I will be writing to them about how Mr. 18 deserves in.
yeah, I don't know really how it works. I'd be glad to make that team. It'd be an awesome, accomplishment. But I don't know how they judge it on. Maybe the 18. I'm not for sure, but um, we have workout this weekend. I think that's the last thing before they make the official All Star team. But I'm not for sure if that 18 in the state. I know they do base it on your postseason success. So I hope that helps. But I'm just excited to see who makes the team, and hopefully make it. But whatever happens, happens. So we'll see.
Yeah, so you essentially at the moment, it looks like, may have shared the floor with Trey and really everybody, of course, for the final time. You know, what
Yeah.
has it been for you to be a part of this ride, to be a part of Silver Creek basketball?
It's it's been really cool, and I'm very fortunate to play on such a great team with so many guys, like you said. Not a lot of high school players get to play with maybe two or three, Division I players in their career. So of course I'm blessed to have the awesome teammates, and other than not just our Trey and Brandon, but our other guys were super good, awesome. I mean, they would be very good on the other teams around. But I'm from Isaac and Trey, Shane, Nolan, and Hayden and Zach. They were huge. They made huge plays, and we couldn't have done it without them. So even though we had some guys that could play in college, our other guys were a huge part of it too. And also our community. I always go back to them. I'm so thankful that they were able to show up to all the games, and they really supported, even though fans was different because of COVID. It meant a lot for all the people of Silver Creek. I think, like you said last time, just the support is huge, and the coaches, they put so much time and effort in scouting and every game, and then leaving time for the family. So I'm thankful that God let me play at Silver Creek for 4 years, but it was an awesome ride.
Absolutely. So, Talking about, many of the things you were fortunate for, playing in Banker's Life, of course, is one of those.
Mhm.
You know, what was that like to play on the floor that guys like, LeBron James have played on? Guys that are, in the NBA, professional basketball players. How cool is that to kind of, walk out on the floor for the first time and, look around and be like, wow, like I'm on the same court as some of the greatest athletes in the world.
Mhm. It's actually, pretty interesting. It's high school, just not just the atmosphere, but just when you're the perception with the goal. It's it's not a big deal for college and NBA players because they're doing that every night. But for a high school player, once you go to Bankers Life, at least for me, it's especially since we didn't get to practice. We didn't get the day before to practice for before state, but this the court and looking is a little different when you start playing and the lights are really bright. That was the first thing I noticed my sophomore year when I got to the court was the lights were really bright. It took a minute to get used to them.
Yeah.
So I think just the overall, not just the atmosphere, but the look of the whole arena and the lights just make it a not just like a if we play at Seymour, it's a big place, one of the biggest high schools in Indiana, but it still doesn't have that same feeling as Bankers Life did. So it was an awesome arena to play in.
Absolutely. Buck, you got any questions, buddy?
Yeah, sorry, I had my on mute there just because I was awing about those highlights there, and I was saying some some like choice words. But one of the biggest things that is happening here in Indiana is obviously the Hoosiers got a new coach, and you had a great postseason run, possibly one of the best postseason per, performances like just like out there. Have there been any other schools to contact you to maybe try to sway you from the commitment that you already had to go to their school?
No, there's not been no other coaches.
Would you be open to possibly going to a Power Five school if that opportunity came?
Um, maybe in the future if that was an opportunity, I'd probably think about it. Everyone wants to pay at that type of level at one point, in college. But for me, I'm just getting ready, now for Toledo and getting to play with a great group of guys and a great conference is, my goal now is to prepare for that and to get ready to play at that next level because mid major, high major, there may be a difference when you look the at the tournament, but in the end, it's college basketball,
Right.
and they still there's still so many upsets. So for me, it is cool to think about maybe do that in the future, but right now, just looking forward to play in college at Toledo.
Yeah, so after watching the March Madness tournament this season, we saw the parity in college basketball from top to the very very low teams. You are going to a Toledo team that very few people know much about, and Wyatt has pretty much basically wrote you guys into the bracket for next year. Uh, are you? Do you think
Coop Dog
that?
leading the way.
Do you guys think you guys can make a deep run in a NCAA tournament format if you get that opportunity?
Mm. I think I think we could, and I think that was one of the the reasons that when people ask why I choose this school, I think that was one of the top ones. Was just their potential to make the tournament, just because the solid group of guys they have now, and just the coaches and their culture, is a winning culture. So I think, especially with how they did this year and winning the regular season conference, just showed that there's a great group of guys there. So that's the goal. When I get there is to hopefully do what we just was able to do in high school, but to go far in the tournament and make the tournament would be an awesome thing. But for me, it's right now it's a goal, and I know that there's a lot of hard work that has to go in it. For me and the team before you can achieve that goal.
Right. So jumping over here into our comments section here, many people are really impressed about like how humble you are about the whole situation. You had arguably one of the greatest state championship games that I have ever seen, and you are still thanking your teammates for having a great you're thanking your teammates and your coaches, and you're thanking God, and you never say, you know what, I had a great game. Like, where do you get that from? Is it was it instilled in you from your parents at a very very young age, or was it just being around those players like Trey and Brandon, that kind of makes you stay humble?
I think it's a little bit of both. Just how I was raised, and with the great guys you're with, and when you see just how good they are, I think you realize that you can't do it on your own. So I'd say just how what they've taught me, and what I've learned, whether at church or to the Bible, just about being humble is a big thing for me. But also, like I've said already, once you go and practice and go through all the hard work with the guys, even the games that I did have a good game or I had a bad game, I realized that I couldn't do it on my own. And that we had a couple games where I thought I played solid and we didn't win. So I think when when you get that, you realize that all five guys have to play good to win. So I think that's where I get it in the end, is that even if I do have a good game, it's I just did my job and did what my teammates expected me to do. So I think that would be my answer in the end.
So my follow-up question to that, this is kind of a two-parter here. We are having a debate over here on the comments section. When you eat ramen, do you leave the juice in the ramen, or do you drain the juice out?
I usually drain it.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, Coop, you're the first person to say that.
Yeah.
All show.
So with that being said, what is your favorite meal? Like if somebody were to take you out to a meal anywhere in the world, money isn't an option, what are you going to eat?
Favorite meal? If I had to go fast food, because so I can think now, I'd probably go the buffalo chicken tenders at Culver's, cheese curds, and then a concrete mixer.
Yes, sir.
Wait,
Cheese curds are
what is a
ridiculous at
concrete
Culver's.
mixer? Is that like a milkshake?
I'd probably go.
It's like a Blizzard.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's like Blizzard. Probably basic. I'd go Kit Kat or something like that. But that'd be my meal if I'd choose a fast food place, just off the top of my head.
There you go.
We asked what kind of food anybody would take you to, and you choose Culver's buffalo chicken. I like it, man. I like it.
That shows you how humble this kid actually is. It's like I don't care about going to the Cheesecake Factory or like the Longhorn Steakhouse. Give me some Culver's, 100%.
Ruth Chris, none of that stuff, man. No fancy Italian food. Give me the chicken tenders, the buffalo chicken tenders, and some cheese curds and a concrete mixer, a Kit Kat concrete mixer.
Any
Coop is good.
Any sauce on those chicken?
I'm gonna go ranch most of the time.
There you go.
I didn't plan to. I do either.
Yep. There you go. I like it.
So when you get on campus, like first things first, are you going to report in June? Like are you going to do some summer school stuff and like get acclimated, or are you going to report in like August?
End of June. I go for summer session.
Okay, so what is the first thing that you're going to do when you get on campus?
Probably for me, it's going to be meeting the people, because of COVID, I haven't met. I know I've had FaceTimes and texted them a bunch throughout the year.
Right.
We kept a lot in touch about their season and mine throughout the year, but I haven't in person met the coaches or even had a meal with them or anything. So that'll probably be the first thing.
Are you nervous about that? Like I kind of feel like you are getting married to a person that like you never met. Like this is like 90 day fiance.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a little weird. I already kind of know him, but thinking about I never shook his hand. It is a kind of a little weird to think about it. But
can you guys shake hands?
Not too bad.
What are you gonna do if you go to shake the hand and he does a little awkward thing like elbow like because of COVID?
Hopefully it's shaking hands by then.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would change it.
So funny thing is when you bump elbows, do you guys know? Like, do you guys realize that you're actually closer to each other's face if you just like shook their hand? But
yeah, I don't know why people do that.
So everybody's got a stigma now. A hand touch. I don't know.
Yeah.
That I prefer the good old fashioned handshake, but I can tell you with going around selling ads for Man Hour and stuff, it's such an awkward situation because I was always taught handshake. That is the number one rule that my dad always taught me. You have a firm handshake. You always use your right hand, all that good stuff. And then you go up to these people and you don't know if they're going to elbow. You don't know if they're going to fist bump. You don't know if they're going to shake hands.
Dab 'em up.
You have no clue. You just got to kind of like
just
do what?
Just go dab them up.
There you
Come
go.
on.
Go
There you
for
go.
that.
Just
Get
dab
them
'em
good, man. You give them a hug. You never know. I mean, it's wild.
Uh-huh.
But Coop, my final question for you, buddy, before we let you go here. And I asked this to everybody so far on the show. We had Trey at the beginning of the show. We had Zen that's at Ohio State. He's a Floyd Central grad, and then Kobe Barnes. We had him just before you. But the thing that I have, excuse me, the thing that I have for you before we let you go. Everybody's main goal in college is to win a national title. That is number one before all. But other than winning a national title, what are your three biggest goals once you get on campus at Toledo?
My three biggest goals. I'd say my first basketball related would be to get better, as an all around player. First goal is to get better because, I'm going to have to, improve a lot to be able to play, in college. Not, everyone's going to have to improve, but it's a different game. It's going to be quicker and getting your shots out quicker and playing better defense. You're not guarding high school guys every day, but you're guarding a lot better players. So I think first goal is to get there and make all facets of my game, from shooting to defense, getting that better. Second goal, probably school related. I probably say would be to start narrowing down. I've kind of decided what I wanted to do, but I haven't really 100% made a decision. What I'm going to major. Think I know what I major in, but what do I want to do in the future? So second goal is to be probably figure out what I'm going to start pursuing once I get there.
And you had those narrowed down to what?
I think I'm going to do something, a math and statistics or actuary, something.
That's
like
over
that.
my head. You're
Yeah.
like you're talking Greek.
Something math related. So second goal, and then third, and you say not the winning, not the national championship. That
Nope, no national title. We're making you think hard here, Coop.
I'd say third goal would be to probably to play. When I get there, that'll be freshman year. I know a lot of things can happen. This will be super hard to do, but probably to contribute and make an impact on the team would be my third goal. And to work hard and trust what the coaches have to say and get to where I can impact the team would probably be the third goal.
So
Absolutely.
before we let you go, let's go back to your second goal. Just because first things first is you are the only one that we had on all night that gave a career answer goal. First things first, that shows your maturity. You are a very mature, humble young man. You like you have a goal and you are going to reach for that goal. But like with those two aspects in mind, like you can go one way or the other. Like, what is your end goal? Like what do you want to do in life with those degrees?
I think I want to, if I can play overseas, I think that would be awesome. I know that's far down the road, or for me, 4 years or 5 years, however long I play college is far down. But I think that would be cool to do first. So I'd probably say that'd be maybe the top for me now. But in second, I think I want to do something like math statistics for like a NBA or college team, probably like a professional, maybe not basketball, but a sports related statistician, something like that would be cool. I don't know.
So basically, you want to manage the salary cap, right?
Yeah, that'd be that'd be cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I have never even dreamed like that could have been a job back. See, so back when I was your age, I was all about I'm just going to go to school just to play ball and whatever happens, right? I got this, and I got this business like administration that I don't even know what I could do with. So I had to go back and get a master's degree, and it's just like whatever. Like it is what it is. So I'm definitely glad that you kind of have a path that you want to take, and you have options. So that is very, very mature of you to think like that. So go ahead, Wyatt.
Absolutely, Coop. Well, we appreciate you being on, buddy. Best of luck at Toledo. It's been awesome, kind of, in a way growing together, but like watching, you grow from a broadcaster standpoint as a friend and all that stuff. It's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate it a lot, and best of luck at Toledo.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was awesome to be on the show.
All right, man.
Absolutely no problem, man.
Go Rockets.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Man Hour Nation, thank you for checking out that clip. If you're interested in watching the full show, the link is in the description. Click on it, hit that like button, share it with a couple friends, and as always, Man Hour Nation, rise up.